even know what a day. Crying while driving, you're on your way. Oh.
Everybody has a drink.
Yeah.
Everybody feels good. It's just the internet.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's just the world.
I didn't see it.
Okay. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Crying While Driving. We are still in Andy's apartment, and joining us today we have Chelsea and Jess Habif. Welcome.
Thank you.
And we're sipping a low ABV spritz for dry January. We're filming in January. This is supposed to be a Valentine special, but it is January. We're doing dry January-ish. If
Yeah.
you're doing dry January, drop your favorite drink in the comments. So welcome to Andy's apartment.
Thank you.
We're not in camp. Chelsea came to camp before. We had Tucker on the table for the majority of the episode. We have some puppies today.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell are you?
We're good. You know,
Doing well.
New year.
Yeah, new year. Is it a new year, new you?
It is for
Well,
you.
well,
or I
I
guess
guess-
both of us.
Chelsea started a new job, and I am unemployed at the new year.
Very good, very good.
She's become the housewife.
Again.
Again.
Are we doing a career change? Are we going back to school?
Biotech sucks sometimes.
So at my company, they had a huge layoff.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
That is quite a way to start a new year. That's how I started my new year 2 years ago. I got laid off for the first time from a software company, and it's really rough. So we're not going to cheers to that. But so what are you doing with your new free time? How does it feel? How are you keeping yourself sane?
Cleaning the house.
A lot of
Going
cleaning.
to CrossFit.
Nice.
Just trying to get little errands done.
Housewifing it up.
I think I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's always a clean house.
Clean house, and then I'm getting creative in the kitchen again.
Ooh, what are we making?
Creative. Every plate. The meal kits.
Yes.
I've never heard of that.
It's like Green Chef or Home Chef.
Okay.
Yeah. It's one of the
But,
cheaper
hello.
ones, but it's just like
Fresh.
I work so much, it's hard to, and when she was working, it's like hard to have a dinner like prepped out,
Yeah.
and because it takes a long time. So those are really quick, like 30 to 40 minute meals with prep time, and
You can't cook it up.
Yeah.
It's like, idiot proof for people like me who are very limited in their abilities in the kitchen.
For now, maybe 2025 is you flourishing in the kitchen.
she's gotten a lot better since
yeah.
we started dating, and then married.
And yeah.
Yeah, I've kind of taught her more in the kitchen.
I've
And
taught Chelsea about cleaning up, but it hasn't stuck.
Oh my God.
Very
Like
hilarious.
unlike the hair that sticks to the walls in the shower. But
Oh, we don't know anything about that. Yes,
No.
we do. So, 2025, it's your year in the kitchen. Do you like to cook together? Is that something, or is it like is that too many cooks?
The first issue is that our kitchen space is very small.
Yeah,
So if we turn around, we could literally
be on top of each other.
break each other's noses.
Yeah. And
She's very super critical.
I like to cook, and I'm pretty good at it.
Well, she's culinary trained.
She went to JWU too. She knows. So we were taught.
So, yeah, you're classically trained.
Yeah. Well, JWU classical.
So she's very critical of my cutting skills.
Okay.
Oh my God, she holds the knife wrong.
So too many cooks in the kitchen is a real phenomenon,
Yes.
and that is true for you also.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Definitely.
think dividing and conquering is how we make it work.
I get sent out of the kitchen a lot.
We don't know anything about that.
The dogs and me get sent out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty similar to how things are
I
in
think
Andy's
it is
apartment.
just that way. Like, you have one person that likes to cook and another that likes to learn it, but not enjoys it as much as you.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm more than happy to step out of the kitchen to let Chelsea do her thing. She's very good. She makes great meals.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
And I only try to be.
Ooh.
Cooper's getting drunk today.
Are you joining us?
Poopy.
Have a fraction of her skill, then
It'd be different.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I've actually heard a lot of people like will be intimidated if their partner is trained or whatever. And something I really appreciate is like anybody that's willing to cook for me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure you feel this way. Like, it doesn't have to be, just somebody feeding me is really special.
It is, because you feel like you're always doing it. So when someone else like offers or does it for you, it's like such a gesture that you appreciate.
The nicest. And one thing I cannot do for whatever reason, and I'm embarrassed to admit this, is make rice. Like, I fuck up rice.
Cooker.
Sure. But Andy makes rice really well, and I really appreciate that about her. So, yeah. Anywho, so Chelsea, you were kind enough to come to camp in the fall and give us a little bit of your backstory and your coming out story. Jess, welcome. Do you want to tell the internet a little bit about you, and can you walk us through what coming out was like for you?
Yeah, so when I was 15 is when I realized I had crushes on girls. I started having crushes on some of my teammates or classmates. I really didn't do much about it. I was introducing myself to like the L word at the time and other lesbian cultural stuff, but I really didn't have any conversations about it with my friends. Maybe one of my really close friends, but I never really talked too much about it. And then by the time I went to college, so flash forward 2.5 years later, I knew I needed to start coming out and being myself, and I could really feel free. Especially in high school, I felt so hidden and insecure about who I was. And once I started admitting it to myself, I slowly became more comfortable in my own skin. But I guess coming out to my parents is probably what's most interesting. So I guess it's quite a bit interesting.
You grew up in Massachusetts.
Yes.
Yeah, which is a pretty liberal area.
Right.
And is your family liberal? Are they, like, what was coming out to them like?
Well, my mom is a liberal. My dad is conservative.
Okay. So there's some tension, maybe,
Well,
politically.
they are no longer together.
So there was some tension.
Yeah.
My dad didn't believe in gay marriage or gay adoption before I came out.
And he made that known when you were growing up.
Yes, we had conversations. So I guess my coming out story is in college, I had a roommate that was mentally unstable, and some things had happened, and we had an argument, and she grabbed me around the neck like this. So I went to my the RA director, and I explained to him what happened, and campus police got involved.
Oh, shit.
And they brought me over to the station, and they got a statement from me, and then they went ahead and arrested my roommate for domestic abuse, because it's domestic.
Right, yeah, because you're sharing
a living space,
yeah.
And after the weekend, we had a court date for a hearing to get a restraining order, and during her statement, she said things like, I made her have uncomfortable conversations about my sexuality. She left it at that. But it was like, I heard that, I was like, what did she say?
So this is a court hearing, like, are your parents there?
Yes.
They must be involved. This is college, you're a kid.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, it was freshman year. Yes, so it wasn't until after the hearing did my mom ask me. We were in the police station. My dad stepped out to use the bathroom, and my mom asked me, she's like, did you confide in your roommate? And I was, yes, I did. And my mom, she accepted. I mean, she wasn't perfect. I think it's hard for
Their generation.
boomers.
They're boomers.
Sure,
They're
sure.
boomers, yeah.
Yeah.
But right now, my mom is like a huge supporter and always thinking of us, especially during this whole election mess. And yeah. And then when my dad came back from the bathroom, my mom told him. But my dad has also been very supportive.
Yeah.
He loves Chelsea. And he has changed his views on the LGBT community since.
That's
so.
incredible. Cheers
Yeah.
to that.
Cheers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She kind of didn't get the choice or the opportunity to tell her
Yeah.
parents.
You were outed.
I was outed. But, everyone has a chance and opportunity to grow. And, I think we need to give people that chance.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
How are you two taking care of yourselves with the incoming administration?
I think we have very different ways of doing it.
She's always watching TikTok and
CBTV.
Are we in a state of mourning? Because
Yes, I know.
I never
Right?
really watched TikTok. I stopped that
But
a few years ago.
TikTok made me a lesbian, literally. So, I'm in a huge place of mourning.
I have a confession about that.
Please.
I had 33,000 followers on TikTok.
she was a workout girly.
Oh my God.
I had I had a hobby during
Hobby, an obsession.
COVID
during
or?
lockdown. Yeah,
Oh my God. Were they at home workouts?
at-home workouts, some thirst traps. I was single.
Did she thirst trap you? Sorry,
God,
Pete.
no.
I just
I
punched her in the
deleted that
face. Oh.
Before.
I'm sorry. There's no. I tried to leave as little trace behind.
I'm sure there's videos somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure if you dig deep enough.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I watch a lot of the CBTV footage from the hearings and
What hearings?
the confirmations of his Trump's nominees.
You're watching them
because
on TikTok?
yeah, they're on TikTok.
Okay.
My
My algorithm is very different.
mine is very music oriented, hosier, and then political stuff. But I think it's a good opportunity because when do we ever watch the CBTV of actual hearings instead of getting it secondhand from news stations? And so you don't know is that actually what they said? And then you watch this and you're like, oh no, that's what they said.
Sure.
And then she doesn't really invest in it.
I just play Sudoku.
That's your self-care program.
Yeah.
Sure. You're a numbers girl. I couldn't play that if my life depended on it.
Animals videos.
Yeah, we're very
sports videos. I'm trying to.
I kind of force her to watch it.
hide from it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing, but
You know what? I feel like you have to take care of yourself however you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what that means for us, I think. I deleted Facebook, not that I really use it, but I want to delete Instagram, but it's also a way that I can connect with people to come on this show.
Yeah.
And I just realized this afternoon, there are people on there. I don't even have their numbers. I can't
Yeah.
delete that app.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think Instagram was good with me because I hate Facebook. I still have it and I shouldn't because of the main reason I have it is the Somerville community chat,
Sure, yeah.
but I don't care about anything.
Have you ever
else.
done Nextdoor?
I feel like people use the Facebook chat but
Like that.
more than Nextdoor. I don't think that's as big in the Boston area.
Okay.
But I did when I lived in Cranston.
Too. I used to read it the news. Hilarious.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
yes.
we're
digressing.
yeah. I want to rewind for a second. So Jess, you were a sports girly. So I'm just curious, how your high school experience was being a sports girly, locker rooms, what? I'm not a sports girl, so and I also came out way later in life. How did you survive that time?
Yeah, locker rooms. Well, I was an easy target because I think everyone could see that I was a closeted lesbian. So it was really funny for them to make jokes about me creepily looking at some of the other girls or
I hate
something.
that. Ew.
Yes, it was very
Mean.
uncomfortable, and I would get in such denial. And obviously, I wasn't looking at anyone. I'm not interested. I don't get off on that. I mean, we're lesbians. We're not creepy predators, you know?
Yeah. So you had like an uncomfortable, like that's bullying.
Yeah.
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 I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I experienced a little bit of bullying in high school.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah,
We
I
all
wasn't
did.
really accepted by the jocks, or I mean, there were some girls I was friendly with, but it was not part of the popular friend group that a lot of my teammates were a part of. And I was also kind of like an emo kid, and the emo kids didn't really accept me because I was too much of a jock in their mind.
Oh, jeez, Louise.
So I was just part of the misfits, and you know.
Did you kind of like bounce around? You were like friendly with everyone.
I really didn't talk to a lot of people, but I did have my best friend from high school, and
You were your
She
one
was-
ride or die.
yeah, my
Yeah.
one ride or die, I would say, and then a couple of other like close friends that I made, but
You also went to a bigger, was your class bigger or?
my class size was like 250.
Okay, similar. Like 200 is what I graduated with.
Thanks.
Sorry, it's right there. It's right there. I know. You can edit this out. Don't worry.
I might not. That was so cute.
I saw it earlier, but
You left it that long?
I know. I just didn't know how to find the opportunity.
So we heard Chelsea's point of view of you two meeting, but I'd really like to hear it from your point of view if you would care to share.
Yeah, babe.
I remember, okay, so we worked together at our first biotech job, and I was on a different shift than Chelsea. Chelsea was a second shift, and I was on a rotating shift, so our shifts would overlap. And I remember seeing Chelsea when she first started, but I didn't really like interact with her, so I really wasn't thinking much. And I guess the first time I really interacted with her and she really left an impression on me was when I was looking for material, a tubing set that I had made earlier in the day for a peristaltic pump. I know this is like, what am I talking about? What?
Funny thing is all of our friends
Work
know
stuff.
this
Tubes and okay.
My friends all know what a peristaltic pump is now.
because of our story. Yeah.
Anyways, I was looking all over the lab for this tubing set that I had made earlier in the day because I needed it for, I don't even remember what I was doing.
Keep going.
Anyways, I walk into the room that Chelsea's working in, and I am looking around, and she sees me, and she's like, do you need help with anything? And I'm like, I'm looking for a peristaltic pump. And she's like, we have a peristaltic pump, but it stays here. And I'm like,
We had designated like project stuff, and my room was a designated like.
What I'm hearing is that you identify as a rule follower. Are you a rule breaker?
I feel like I'm more the rule follower
You
than
are.
she
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
ironically.
Okay.
But I was like so taken aback. I was like, how is she talking to me like this? Like, I've been working here longer than she has. Like, I've literally like never seen this girl before. And I was like, she likes me. She just thinks she wants me. Like,
Was that the case?
I was being a little flirty.
in her way, yeah.
Yeah.
But not long after that, I saw her on Tinder. And I swiped right because I was like, oh, I know you. Like, you know, we work together. We could be friends. You know, lesbians.
The Tinder of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I messaged her. I was like, hey, I know you. And then she's like, I've been crushing on you this whole time. And I'm like,
You knew it. You knew it.
a clock is right twice a day, you know? A broken clock is right twice a day. No, I'm saying I think a lot of things sometimes, whether it's a joke or not. And it just so happened that my thought that this girl just wants me was right.
Yeah, but you friend zoned me
I did.
Tell me more.
3 times.
What?
Who's counting?
Sorry, PP.
I did.
Yeah. So Chelsea was presenting more tomboy, I guess, when we were working.
It's very male dominated. So to be respected.
Was that a repellent? An intentional repellent?
Yeah, it was an intentional to like. I was also playing around with androgyny, but it was more or less like I worked at a very overly masculine, but also like creepy guys.
Steps need to be taken.
Yeah, so I just wore button ups and my hair was in a bun all the
Buttoned
time.
all the way up.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
So
the one button.
Because I was really into femmes, so I assumed she was more mask.
And you were like, no.
I was like, no, that's like what my friends are. But something so captivating about her, and she's so, I guess what the kids say, she's got the riz.
What the fuck?
So cute.
How do you even know what that is?
TikTok? I don't know.
TikTok,
Which
exactly.
she doesn't watch.
No, I get the reels that come from TikTok.
Like
Yeah.
weeks later.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were like, she's a boss. She's going to boss me in the kitchen. I need this.
Well, I didn't know she was like, knew her way around the kitchen, but she was just, I felt like she challenged me in a certain way, and I don't know, I just couldn't stop thinking about her.
But so you friend zoned her 3 times.
Yes.
How did that happen? You would like went on dates and then you were like,
No, I think I asked her out and she was like, yeah, I could always use more lesbian friends.
how do you come back from that?
I went after what I wanted. I knew what I want.
Wait, take me through your first date.
Oh my
What
God.
do we consider our first date? Opa in Providence?
Probably.
Opa.
Yeah.
Is it
Inside
so
Hill.
It's a Lebanese restaurant.
Yeah.
We bonded over stuffed grape leaves and
Yeah.
shawarma.
And
Cute.
shawarma. Yeah, it's a good spot. Yeah, I think that was, but we had already kissed.
Yes, so she invited me out to go bowling with her work team after their shift. So I met up with her at the bowling alley in
Milford.
In Milford, yeah. And in the parking lot in your car is the first kiss we had.
Yeah,
Who initiated?
me.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
And you hadn't been on a date yet.
No. We
Okay,
were just being
I need context.
We were being super flirty and like, because at that point we were kind of like flirty at work and
Yeah.
like I knew she was starting, like I knew she liked me. And
But you knew she needed more lesbian friends.
Yes, I knew that too.
So how did you
But-
break that barrier?
I'm just, I don't know. I was flirty and like went out of my way to like seek her out at work and like chat with her and like, I don't know, just be more present.
I was flattered by her flirtiness with me. And she told me that she was just a flirty person in general. So I just thought that was her. And I guess we drank a little too much at the bowling alley. I was dizzy, okay?
Oh, no.
Don't blame our first kiss on alcohol.
No, I'm not blaming it. I'm blaming on not kissing you more because I was dizzy. Because when I was closing my eyes, the room was spinning.
Oh, God. So cute. Oh, my God. So how long was it between talking on Tinder and the first kiss?
Oh my God.
A couple weeks?
It's like a month or 2.
No. It was less than a month.
Okay.
All right, so how do we go from I need more lesbian friends to kissing in a bowling alley parking lot to U-hauling? How do we get there? When did you know you wanted to lock her down?
I don't know. I think like we'd been dating maybe 4 or 5 months. And I just kind of, I don't know. I just knew. I think I'd called my dad and I was like, I'm going to marry this woman. And yeah.
When I first started talking to her, I just couldn't picture my life without her in some way. I don't know what role, but I just like knew that she was going to be a long-term like part of my life.
Yeah.
Moment of pause for sweetness.
And then as we were dating, when we were first dating, said to her, I was just talking about the place that we would have. Like,
Oh, yeah.
we would move in together.
Yeah, because I was still in North Providence. And so we would do weekends together because she was on rotating. So it'd be like every other weekend we'd have together.
And you would be like, oh, no, don't talk about that. It's too soon.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I think we moved in together May the next year. We officially say we started or became girlfriends like September.
yes,
Yeah.
of 21.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
you
May
didn't
22.
U-Haul. That was a total
No.
joke.
Yeah.
Oh, the pig. Oh. Can you put her up? What?
The noise on the
I know, but look at her.
All right, here you go.
Puppy eyes win.
Hi.
Such a good girl. We,
French Bulldog ASMR.
yeah, we're adding some French Bulldog ASMR to the episode. This is Sadie, who hasn't been with us since our intro. Bear with us. So when did you know that you were falling in love?
I think for me, very vivid memory was she had a little procedure done, and I took her and was there at the hospital and like was totally disregarded as like the person, like her partner.
It was still COVID times. They were very wary about letting people into certain places.
Yeah,
It's really rough.
It was, but I just felt really disregarded. But because I didn't know like what was going on or like how she was doing and recovering, and so like we went to breakfast afterwards, and I'm like, this is not the time, and I don't know how like you'll perceive it, but I'm like, I think I'm in love with you. Hi.
She said, I love you, and I said, I love you too.
All I hear is like licking and rumbling and big noises.
Should we remove her or
I
let her
think so,
settle?
'cause I
Okay.
can't hear what they're saying.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Should we have this do that whole thing again, or
No, that was
that's
so
okay,
cute.
That's cute.
we got a Sadie cameo here.
Yeah.
All right.
Go to mama.
And we have an Andy cameo.
Oh my God, you're heavier than
She's
you.
so
She's a
heavy.
tank.
She's a
How
tank.
much does she weigh?
Like 22 pounds.
She's the biggest one. What sports do you play?
Well, I grew up playing soccer primarily and softball. I played soccer in college, and I played soccer in high school and softball in high school. But
She
ultimately,
was D3. Don't let her
Ooh.
dismiss that.
D3 is the lowest.
It's still better than some schools like JWU didn't even have.
We didn't have any. We had
JWU did have a
nothing.
soccer team, and we did play them my senior year, and we lost to them. Okay,
Ooh.
1-0 on a goal that was questionably offside. But
I didn't
let
even
it
know we
go.
had a
I
soccer
didn't think
team.
we did. I knew we had rowing,
I think there might be baseball.
maybe. Oh, there was definitely baseball and softball.
There's a field by the bay.
Yeah, but that was about it.
Yeah.
Anyways, I played soccer in college. I was a goalie. So, fun time.
Is there any like lore, like goalie lore that you fit into?
They say goalies are the oddballs on the team. But, yeah, I'm the oddball.
Yeah.
That resonates.
Yeah,
I'm a bit eccentric, I think.
I wouldn't say
So-
eccentric.
I love when people shoot balls at me as hard as they can.
Takes a special person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the funniest thing was your tagline on your Tinder.
Oh, please. I love a good tagline.
It was, I'm a great catch because I'm a keeper. Something along those lines.
Which
Did you know what that meant?
I didn't, but she explained it to me that goalies are called keepers. And so I engraved her wedding ring to say,
Always be my keeper.
yeah.
Oh, pause for sweetness.
Yeah.
So sweet.
You know.
Yeah.
So with some lesbian couples, there are 2 proposals. Was that the case with you two?
Yes.
She outdid me, and I'm
We
not.
know all about this one. Do you want to walk us through yours?
Yeah, so mine was done about a month later at a bowling alley
Cute.
with my friends around.
Yeah.
I did the bowling alley because of our first kiss
Yeah.
was at a bowling alley, and we liked competing at bowling.
Yeah.
So
We're very
sweet.
competitive people.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're on a bowling league.
Used to be, yeah.
Used to be, yeah.
Yeah. It was funny because she left all of these like little notes and was just like, "Oh, do you see? Look, there's like a note." And I'm like, something weird's going on because she doesn't. Well, one of our things when we worked together was we would leave each other notes and like, what'd you always do?
I'd have a code for
Yeah,
me.
it'd be in different codes, like binary. And like literally any code that you could do, and so we'd have to decipher what do you, because we worked with a lot of people, and you didn't have your own desk, so it was easier to leave notes if they weren't traceable.
Interesting.
So we'd leave each other little notes, and you started that.
I started that. Yes, I wanted to be cute and leave a note in your notebook.
Do you have that note?
I'm pretty sure I do because I have the notebook.
We're going to put it here.
Yeah. And so, like, I knew something was weird because she hadn't left me notes since then. And we were, like, a year later. Or, like, a year and a half later. And so I was like, something's going on. And, like, we get there, and it was, like, a bowling night that, like, we had planned with friends. And there was a note in, like, one of the bowling balls. And every time I went, I just ignored it to the point where her best friend was just like, look at that one, pick that one. And so I did.
Yeah, you made Jay very frustrated.
Jay was very
Oh my
frustrated.
God. The proposal was in the ball.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And like the finger hole. And then I don't even remember what it said. And I turn around and you're like on your knee, which it was like the dorkiest thing ever because we're at a bowling alley with a bunch of teenagers like around us.
Cute. So cute.
Yeah, it was fun. You did great,
so
babe.
weird.
So what were some of your influences? You watched The L Word, but like what was your, like, was there a final push that you knew you had to come out? What influenced you deciphering your sexuality?
Well, I watched the L Word after I realized that I had feelings for women, and I watched this series, all right, so there's this great book, I watched the TV adaptation. It's called Fingersmith. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. Yeah. Okay.
Our producer has heard
the
of
author
it.
wrote about, like, at the time she had 3 books out that were about, like, they were lesbian romance films or books, and they had been
Adapted
into like a little mini TV series short.
Ooh, we have to watch that.
Yes.
I've never heard of this.
Oh yeah. I guess we'll have to bring that back.
I guess so. Should I
Yes.
read the book though instead?
I need to read the book myself.
Okay.
Book club.
Anyways.
Hey.
Yes. Queer
Anyways,
book club.
but no, I wasn't having crushes on boys because ever
So you
since
never. Oh, Jesus Christ! Sorry. So you never dated a boy.
I had dated like casually, and I had some experiences with men, boys, whatever. Nothing that really made an impression.
She's the
Fair enough.
coveted, but like we don't accept anymore. Gold star.
Yeah, that term intimidated. The first girl that I ever messed around with identified that way, and it freaked me out.
Because they're so judgy.
It was very intense.
Yeah.
It was very intense.
Yep.
It's so weird that you've had those experiences, because I, as a gold star, never give a shit whether someone had experience with a man or not in their past. It didn't make a difference to me. It was just, you're here with me now, so that's all that counts.
Yeah, the person, I think, like, with some people, there's that, and with some people, a lot of superiority comes along with it, which is, like, I think when you're just figuring out your shit can be a little intimidating.
I think there's, like, a stigma where they just feel, especially with, like, bi stigma, of there's always that fear of, like, they're just gonna leave you for a guy. It is an insecurity. For no reason, because who wants to be with men? I mean, no offense, straight women, or bi women, or bi women. But I feel like at the same time, it's like, they're choosing to be with you, so why does it matter?
Yeah.
Which I feel like a lot of people need to hear that.
No offense, I was just kidding.
I mean, we all did it. Well, not her, but some of us dated men for too long.
Yeah, the content of it all.
Yeah.
Which we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So YouTube was very, helped me access these videos and learn more about lesbian culture. But there was a girl on one of my sports teams that I had developed a crush on. And I don't know, would always think about her, and I'm pretty sure she's straight, but it's okay. And then I started just having other crushes on other girls. It's just like, I don't know.
You were very in touch with your internal landscape, it sounds like. Yeah, there wasn't, like, a lot of repression. Like, it sounds like you had a very, like, fluid adolescence. I'm jealous. Yeah, good for you. Cheers to that.
Yeah.
I mean, so when I was younger, I didn't think, I was like, oh, but I'm not gay. And then, like, and I think about it, I was like, I would always get, like, excited seeing, like, in a magazine or whatever, like, a woman, like, dressed, like, kind of in the
Sexy,
yes. I'd get, like, really excited, and then I'd think about, women's bodies and stuff like that I would see on TV or whatnot, and that would be exciting to me. Men's bodies are exciting, but in a different way for me.
Oh my God.
And so you, like, are a big gym person, big athlete. So what was your relationship with, like, interpreting, like, masculinity, and, like, you present a little bit more mask? How did you navigate that journey?
Yeah, I think I was always, like, attracted to the mask, like, the style. Like, I always was like, I like this, like, this is a nice shirt, these pants look nice, this haircut looks good, but I was always afraid to dress myself, or it was present that way. It was a slow progression.
Okay.
Yeah. I would go out with the girls, and we'd do my hair. I'd get a nice little dress from Forever 21.
Going out top, isn't that what we called them? Going out tops?
Yes.
Forever 21, of course.
It used to be pretty decent.
It used to be great. Now it's like all
I don't know what it's there,
crop tops.
but and then it started. I remember when I got my first pair of jeans from the men's section. That was exciting. Yeah, I remember getting the Abercrombie cologne, switching from my Vera Bradley wallet to a more masculine wallet.
You had a Vera Bradley.
I did have a Vera Bradley. They're very practical, okay? That's so lesbian.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I started exclusively buying clothes from the men's section.
What was the pivot? Like, what initiated that choice? It was just time.
after coming out, I started to become more comfortable in my skin. And I think the most difficult part was actually cutting my hair.
When did you do that?
I actually did that a little over
Recently.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
It looks great.
I kind of pushed her too, because she had an undercut, but a bun, and like,
I'd always do that.
but she was so scared of like it being down. Like, she never let anyone touch it. You were very self-conscious about it, so I was like, just go chop it off. And it took a long time of me being like, just go get the haircut you want.
It's a commitment. Like, hair holds energy. Hair holds a lot of power.
It does, and it looks so much more you than like
It does.
the bun.
And it's so much easier to manage. I have so
Yeah.
much more fun with it. I feel like I could play with it. I know you could play with long hair, but
But you
I never did because I
Yeah.
never.
It wasn't you.
Yeah. I think the only challenge is I get called sir a lot.
Okay. How do you deal with that? Do you correct people?
No, she does not.
I roll with it.
Do you correct people?
Yes, I do. I do.
I respond to sir, ma'am. Like, I expect anything at this point.
It's something we're working through, because I feel like you still mentally struggle with it, where I'm like, if somebody called me that, I'd be like, yeah, I'm a bro. Like,
What are your pronouns?
She, her.
Okay.
yeah. But I feel like, I don't know, in society, like, people just assume. That's something we're impacting with your mom, of like just not assuming people's identities.
That is a tall order.
It
Oof,
is.
for
But
a
she's
boomer.
so willing to like learn.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah. She's very receptive of like, I don't know, she loves us, and like a lot of our friends, your best friend is like
Jay is non-binary.
non-binary, and like just very
But more recently came out as non.
yeah. And so that's like been for a little bit, that was a struggle for them, like correcting. And I was very quick anytime they said the wrong pronouns. I'm like, them.
You're the one at the air horn at
Oh, yeah.
Thanksgiving dinner. You're
Oh
like,
yeah. And I did do that, and I feel
my parents are very like, okay, yeah, you're correct themselves.
yeah,
So
that's rare.
it is, especially boomers. Yeah,
they don't.
they don't change.
Don't have to question and be like,
Yeah.
what? I don't get it.
Yeah.
They're just like, okay.
I think the best hack that I've heard for non-binary and remembering the pronouns for us or for older people is that you can picture somebody with a little mouse in their pocket, and so you're referring to them.
That's so smart.
No, I heard.
I think you've told me that.
No, it was,
Oh.
Jay's ex.
Oh.
Haley told us about that.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Yeah.
I thought it was cute. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Very
definitely
helpful.
like a yeah.
I actually tried to explain that to my mom, and she got more confused. But anyway,
Will not apply to everyone.
Yeah.
All right. So I would really love to know, have you been married for a year?
2
years.
2 years. Oh my gosh. I'm a
Yeah.
terrible host. Sorry. So you've been married for 2 years.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing, each of you, about being married?
do you want to go first?
I think it's like always having somebody to come home to, and not in that like weird, I guess, you deal with like when you're living with somebody that you're not married to, and there's still that like working through of like being a partner, and then also like having a friendship. Like, she's my best friend, and I feel like it takes some people a while to like go from lovers to best friends, but also still be lovers. And I think that's my favorite thing, because I can sit down with her and like dish all my drama, and like she's going to respond to me as like a best friend, and then come back as like be rational as my partner. And I think that's like one of my favorite things.
So my answer is like pretty much Chelsea's answer. I'll take it in my own words.
Yeah.
Like, I get so excited when she comes home from work and I have another human to interact with, and it's nice being with the dogs, and I tend to prefer dogs to humans, but she's my human.
Oh my God.
But we watch our shows together, and we
My shows? Your shows.
Our shows.
Okay.
I said we watch our shows together.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, we just laugh about, the certain things, and we have our tea that we have from the day that we share, and like, she is like my best friend, but so happens that we are in love, and we have that together as well.
I also think there's like an honesty aspect about that, because she's not afraid to like tell me when I'm being irrational, and I'm the same. Like, we're very
quick to do that.
Yeah, our communication, I think, is my favorite thing, because I've not had a partner where I felt like we can agree to disagree, and it's not something that, like, we'll fight about it, but, like, at the end of the day, we're still getting in bed together. Like, it's just a different mentality, because I've had partners where, like, you disagree and you fight, but, like, this... I don't know, we respect each other in such a way that it's like, I respect that you believe this way, but here's my thoughts. And it's like more a discussion. And I feel like that's something that I've grown to love, because it's different. I don't know, I've not had.
It would be very boring if we had these same opinions and everything.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, it keeps it interesting.
Yeah.
What is the most surprising thing about marriage to date for each of you that you did not anticipate?
I don't feel married. Like, it's you sign a piece of paper, but like, I don't know, I don't feel like we're any different. I think we're still growing together that we would if we were dating, but at the same time, it's like there's a ring on your finger.
I think mine is the most surprising thing about marriage is that we don't always need to be around each other all the time. And if she's out on, like, her girls' trip, like, I can just... Did I say something?
She said, how dare you go on a girls' trip without your wife? What are you thinking?
Hi, sweetie. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
This is life.
It's okay. Go back to my lap.
She said, don't you know I'm very scary and I'm very big?
I know, we deal with this too at home. Yeah.
I've had her for a little over 4 years, and it still scares the shit out of me every time. He never barked. We were filming our gift guide, and they started, and hot cocoa everywhere. Like, oh my God, it still scares the shit out of me.
Yeah. Cassie is like that sometimes. She is like such a
Here's
whiny
something,
bark.
and then, oh God,
Yeah.
it's obnoxious.
You were surprised. Chelsea can go on her girls' trip.
Yeah, so Chelsea was texting me about something about her girls' trip, and I didn't text her back or something for a while, and she's like, hello, like, why aren't you texting me? I'm like, well, you're on your girls' trip. Like, I don't want to bother you.
I think it's funny because we can separate so easily and not have that, like, attachment that I feel like some people have with their partners. And I feel like we're more safe to, like, go out and do whatever we want and not have that, like, check-in or, like, feel like we have to
You're
be constantly
very secure.
Yeah.
And we enjoy our time with each other. We enjoy our time without each other, too.
Yes.
Do you think that security was a product of marriage, or is that just your dynamic, or is it both?
I think it's our dynamic. Yeah. Because I feel like we were that way before. So I don't think that, like, changed with marriage. And, like, truthfully, our elopement we did because we were scared about the Supreme Court ruling on marriage. And then they kind of ignored it. So we got married before that, just as, like, a precaution, I guess. And then we had, like, the big wedding, tiny wedding a year later.
Well, we knew we wanted to get married, and
We did.
it's like, why wait?
Yeah.
We should secure our rights and get the benefits.
Yeah, the perks of being married.
The tax benefits.
Yeah. Is there anything that you would tell somebody who's struggling to figure out who they are or struggling to accept their sexuality? What would you tell them?
I think this will go on to, we have a lot of queer kids So I
Who
think
are these queer kids?
Astana and Alex are queer babies.
Okay.
You have queer babies?
We do, and they're both trans.
They're adults, though.
They are.
Let's put it.
They are adults, but Alex calls me mom.
I know. Yeah.
So, and like will text me as mom. And I think the best thing that you can do, especially if you're struggling, is seek your elders. And like, I feel like for our generation, there isn't much of them. And so the best thing we can do to the younger generations is just to be there for them.
That's that now.
All right. So we talked about pronouns a little bit. And so both of your pronouns are she, her. But have you ever struggled with gender dysphoria, or like you present more masc, you present more femme, but you've played around with androgyny? What has that looked like for you two?
I'll let you go first.
Well, I strongly identify as she, her, but sometimes when I look at myself in the mirror, I see too much boob. I know I wear sports bras all the time, and sometimes I'm like, I wish I was more like itty bitty titty.
Would you consider getting a reduction?
We're not there yet.
No.
She got a binder.
Okay.
I did get a binder, and I would like to wear those on a certain outfit. So when I'm dressing like in like dress clothes, so especially wearing a blazer, it fits better when
Because you buy men's blazers.
it fits better when your chest is flatter. Sometimes I feel a little weird seeing my boobs. Like even when I was like getting dressed today, I was like, oh, this is kind of weird. But I don't want to get rid of them.
I kind of pushed her to be like, get a binder, like feel more in your skin. And I feel like that's a conversation. I think the more we go down the road, that might be something.
I think it's also worth talking about. She slipped a disc with a binder, so like tread lightly.
Yeah.
We should definitely have that conversation at some point.
Yeah. Do you feel like they've changed over the years though?
That's right.
Yeah.
I used like Underworks, which was like made for men with like larger chests, and nowadays like it's made. They make such great binders.
They're made for women.
They're made for women.
Yeah.
And also I got a size that was like way too small for me, and because I was experiencing that like body dysmorphia so much that I would like even fold it on itself, so it was like really tight. And then when you lift up something heavy, when you don't have any and then I slipped the disc, and I blame it on the binder and for wearing it too much and all that.
And that's not going to happen to everybody, but it's a conversation.
Crying while driving, know what it takes.